But I didn't. It's a shame because I think someone's in after, so we ain't got super long. So I do want to touch on. We have to speak about it before we go. It's heating back up.
What's this?
Chipmunk, Stormzy,
Yeah,
and now possibly even Dave. So we were speaking. I think was it last week or the week before about how we feel being excited about Dave's album, and we've got that little snippet. I think of it, or the photo that him and Stormzy were releasing a song that came out last Friday. So we got the song called Clash, and they definitely went for the approach of calling the rest of us broke, letting us that know that my wrist is 61 and close to a pension, and a lot of quotables for the gram. People going to put in their Insta captions. It will do the job. Cold video,
Aston Martin headquarters,
showing where they are in life and the circles and the axis they have.
Driving cars that I've never seen before.
Yeah, looking crazy. I don't know if that was an LV jacket.
That Dave had on. Yeah.
Looking like
it was different colour to the one
Technicolor raincoat and that.
Yeah, Joseph in the Technicolor dream coat.
So this is the Bible that you two know how to quote, yeah? This is it. Well done.
It's one of the first plays that I watched.
Flamboyance.
Drip, baby.
Yeah. Jesus invented drip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pay
Absolutely.
homage. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Pay homage, bro.
Good. Do you know what? I was like, this song is a moment.
Yeah.
It's not like I wouldn't say it slaps, but I liked what was going on. I liked the whole arrangement. I liked them two linking up together and talking rich shit, bruv. Stormzy said babes wanted to go cinema. We just went downstairs, and I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Like,
You won.
All right.
Yeah. So it was enough, bruv.
No, but it's good.
I've tapped out.
We've heard you're
like
rich.
our rappers being at that level.
Okay, because for a long time that was an American thing. Or Blade Brown.
Yeah.
Blade Brown is the only person that can make me like, you know what, maybe I should apply for a couple jobs this week.
G-Fresh.
G-Fresh is quite good at it.
Yeah, certain man in it. Like, I'm Tiny at some respect, but he didn't really make it sound.
No, what it was, you don't even respect it because he had his ankles out. That's why.
I don't mind a bit of ankle though.
Nah, man.
And I mean, I had ankle out this weekend.
It's just how he was saying it at the time.
Yeah. Frisky.
But yeah, man. They're talking about like, like,
20
do you have an
watches.
Aston Martin plug? And he's like, nah, I'm inventing one. You don't even have to go through a plug.
Bro, it's like, that for me is a key.
A whip.
That for me is a key thing, innit? Like man can talk that, and it's not aspirational. It's literally where they're at currently in life. No cap, as the kids would like to say in it. So I think it's super dope. I love it personally.
New type of whips that they're driving on Silverstone.
Yeah, man are doing videos at Silverstone.
Yeah, it's mad.
So
I was like, all right.
But I'm with you. I wasn't blown away by the song.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool little moment.
Yeah, remember I was telling you, I messaged the group and I was like,
you heard through the grapevine.
They got, there was some lines there for my man.
But it's obvious we know what the play is going to be. So that's what I want to get into. Hopefully we have a little bit of time. Hate to let us know. You just give me the nod. That Stormzy for me isn't going to engage with Chip on a level he wants. His rules, his time. When he does, it will be moments like this.
Yeah.
When you've got big songs, and he will dress him with a few bars, 4 bars at the max.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy, and it could even be loose. I think this is probably the most direct he's going to get, where talking about bailiff, severed ties, burn the bridge. So who he's talking about, innit?
Cremation team.
Even though he could in an interview sit there and say, oh no, that's just anyone. Leave it open enough. But we know it's about Chip.
Yeah.
Yeah, cremated one.
Yeah. Showed up after his birthday, something. Yeah. But I mean,
do you respect that? How do you feel about that approach?
Where's it gonna end? If it's gonna end in one way, Clash and done, innit?
I don't think it will though.
It won't.
No,
it won't. And Chip is gonna write full diss songs until he's blue in the face.
But he's not gonna. He's already written them. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And he responded straight away.
He's just waiting to hear something, and then all right, I've got this in the tuck.
And he did it. So the song came out, and within 24 hours, Chip had a response called Clash.
I haven't heard it. You
haven't heard it?
Nah.
Oh yeah, no, Chip had a response called Clash, and to his credit, I was saying before we were recording that good diss.
He's saying a lot.
for me, well researched, straight to the point, and he addressed enough in their song initially. So the bailiff line from Stormzy, good line in that. But good response to that is, I'm living in your head rent free. You know, you're obsessed with me. You can't let this thing go.
I think they're both obsessed with each other.
Clearly, because Stormzy said, I'm going to beat you up lyrically,
spiritually,
physically, and spiritually.
Bruv, when someone says that to you via text,
run.
And then every time I see you, I'm going to smash your face in. This is a man that wants to fight.
Which is also probably why he's not engaged in that shit, because I don't want to rap with you. I want to beat you up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, if any, I would rather take the physical beating. Don't tell me you're going to beat me up spiritually.
Do you think that there's like a level of favoritism here?
Yes, on both sides. So there's favoritism with people that I feel like what's happening is Storm's obviously a bigger artist and a lot of his fans are very vocal online. But you get the idiots who aren't raised how we're raised, who give stupid opinions about like, oh, he's winning the clash or he doesn't need to respond. Mm-hmm. He isn't winning for me.
Yeah.
And he does need to respond, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have to respond. My consistent thing is, he doesn't have to respond how Chip wants him to. And nobody has been this big in our space and just dives into a clash like this. When man have done it, it's because man are pretty much still underground at the same level. We see, obviously, we don't always want to compare ourselves to US, but we've seen it to bigger artists than him, more skilled. Jay-Z did it for years. It's very rare for him to really address you like direct in a actual song. You're gonna get little lines here and there. You're not gonna get me come out of character and give you that attention you need, isn't it? So
he did it with Cam. He didn't give, like, Cam had a full diss song.
Yeah.
And then he just responded with little lines. But he did have something for Jim Jones.
He had little lines for Jim. He's had little lines for Mano.
Joe Budden.
He had lines for 50. Like, there's always been lines there, innit? So even
certain lines cut. Yeah, certain lines cut deep though. Yeah. But I mean, with this one, what do you say to people that are like, oh well, he stopped what he was doing to clash with Wiley?
Because I feel like there was enough there, and it's Wiley,
and he's been baiting.
But also, why I don't like that though is because then you lot are full of shit because you don't give him the credit for that as well. Yeah, it's like, oh, you stopped for Wiley, because what they're trying to do is, oh, you had energy for Wiley, why have you not got energy for Chip? But you also discount that. People don't even acknowledge that. So to answer your initial question, because I didn't fully in regards to favoritism, the other side of favoritism is that people just are gagging for the clash so much, and they're only really excited when Chip is doing this. When really and truthfully, I want this energy when he's releasing music more. You know, I want him to have that moment where he doesn't feel he has to do this.
I think there's also a section of people that can't stand the fact that
Stormzy isn't engaging.
Stormzy isn't engaging, and that a lot of people are siding with Stormzy from a likability factor.
Yeah, likability always plays a part though.
Yeah, but those people are vexed that, you know, a lot of people are siding with Stormzy just off the strength of that. So they're like, they really want to see them go head to head, so everyone can see what Chip is truly capable of. Because right now, Chip is sending to a blank canvas.
I understand them being upset, but I do get that, because like I said, those fans are very vocal in it, and a lot of them for me aren't true fans like that, but their voice is the loudest. So it then gets presented as like the true opinion of Stormzy fans, or people that are fans of the culture. And really and truthfully, a lot of us have our sensibilities here. The consensus is that Chip will win if they engage in it. I just don't believe it will be as easy as Chip's previous clashes. Don't write Stormzy off. Yeah. And the asterisk against Chip is all these rules in regards to response times. Chip hasn't always adhered to it. So they want Stormzy to fall in line with these fake grime Magna Carta rules, which have never been codified and put down in stone. But the person you're making him that he should do it with hasn't always done it, because Chip took a year to respond to Tiny. Tiny only called him a pizza boy, and it cut that deep, he didn't respond for a year. With Bugsy, he had like a 6-8 month gap, and what he did, you know, in like boxing terms, towards the end of around 40 seconds, you start throwing punches in bunches, haymakers, so it makes it look like you won the round. But he just threw like 3-4 discs at the end, and he didn't kill Bugsy. Bugsy's living like Black Batman right now. Like, he's enjoying his life, innit? He definitely beat Young'un, and if you can count the engagement with Tiny, he beat Tiny. But it's not a diss to them, but those people aren't levels with Stormzy.
Yeah.
So this isn't going to be a walk in the park the way you think is. He's motivated. Is he capable? Has he shown us? Are more people on his side of think he's going to win? Yes, I'm with them as well. I understand why they think that way, but I just don't like this sentiment that like, oh, my man shook. He's not living by the grime rules. He's been calling himself the king of grime. I was even listening to the what's the second album called again? Heavy's the Head.
Yeah,
and he talks about it on. I can't remember. It's towards the latter part of the album, talking about like he's in grime. There's been this undertone for a long time of him that he didn't come through the right way, wasn't on sets like that.
I really grew into that album.
Like he used grime as a vehicle, which Chip even addresses on the diss. Like these man come and use grime and bounce. But you had your moment in the sun. We were speaking earlier about his hits. The first album, Chip just had one album and then tried to bounce to America and wanted to do the rap thing with T.I. When I started smoking weed, got loads of tattoos, started looking like a traditional, I mean, not even felt like a rapper, innit? Like, grime was good for you, and at a certain point, you felt like you'd gone past that. So, as true as that may be to Stormzy or people like him, you've also done the same thing. So I just want a bit of fairness. I just want a bit of fairness across the board. Am I asking for something that's probably far-fetched? I understand that, but I just want, if we open up the conversation, these rules that you think Stormzy should adhere to, a lot of people haven't adhered to. Wiley always has responded, but people responding at on time, you know, and then Chip saying in the diss that, man, a coconut because they go Wimbledon. But I remember when Skepta was giggling with Drake at Wimbledon. So is Skepta a coconut? Like these things are all weird to me. Like
what's wrong with wait, hang on. What person can't watch tennis again?
Chip's had a theme of like he questioned Tiny's blackness, calling him a coon. Yeah. You don't go to with your man into Downing Street. He said the same thing in a diss and Clash. Like I really tried to dissect it. Like these people don't put their man them on, but I still see flips around Stormzy. Toby left his job at Land Rover. Yeah, it seems like there's man them there, so I don't think that can be labelled at him. But what I will give credit, because I know how it comes across in there when we speak about Chip, is he's done a smart thing, which is no, don't just shoot. I'm gonna shoot you and the person standing next to you. So if Dave's enabling him, no, go for him as well. Because did
he go for him in the diss?
Yes, he made it very clear.
Okay,
he made it very clear, and his response post after and that, like, because he then went at like Twin B, who's behind Stormzy, and Benny Scars, who's obviously behind Dave, and that, like, you guys are enabling. That I didn't like though, because it's like he talks a lot about agents and people behind the scenes pulling strings, but you don't want them to pull the strings and tell their artists not to send or like hold back. That for me is hypocritical, because you wouldn't like that on the other end, innit? If you were doing something and people were like holding back your creative process, they can't make artists not respond, innit?
That's something that he would get mad at.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
Yeah, so that's where I pull his card a little bit. But as an approach, without the post, I still feel like what he's done is right. Stormzy definitely addressed him, and Chip has every right to respond, and he did. Would I encourage a whole diss track and not a song where you're going to get airplay and it's going to live somewhere else? Maybe not, but you can respond to him and that, and he did it, and it's a good response in that, and he's made it enough where like Stormzy's going to have to respond the next song he's on. So the ball's back in Stormzy's court now.
I think it's boring on both parts.
And yeah, I'm with you because you want to see him engage, but the reality is Stormzy's got too much to lose. Like, people feel he's going to lose from the gate, and if he does engage with Chip and loses, he'll be like, oh, you were dumb for doing it anyway. So you can't win for winning.
Yeah.
We know what we want to see. I want to see them go at it properly, innit? But we know why. If you win Stormzy's camp, you were telling him not to engage. You were not telling him to go and clash, my man.
You don't need to.
Would you, H? Would you encourage him to go and clash my man?
Under particular rules.
And that's because you've got positions of power where you can kind of do maybe certain little rules.
Yeah, make it make sense. Do you get me?
Yeah.
There's a way you can clash and make money out of it.
Yeah.
Ultimately make everything bigger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I don't believe Chip would adhere to the rules, because he's going to go renegade for his benefit.
But then it's not up to him because
he's not the bigger artist.
He's not the champion, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's as simple as
But even in that, it's still, for me, they're not a true clash, because man, you probably having to have side conversation behind the scenes and.
No, it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. It's like, if you want to do this clash then, innit? But let's make it
a moment.
Sense. It's not back in the day. You want to clash like it's back in the day, but it's not. So let's put money up, make it make sense, and let's make money from it, and give that energy from back in the day. But let's monetize from it.
Let's play it forward.
It's not just about respect, it's careers and things on the line. Whereas, you get me?
Yeah.
So that's what I would want to do. If I was in Stormzy's corner, I'd do that. And ultimately, if you set out, you wouldn't lose, because you just embraced the culture, made more bread. So when you lose or draw, you're the real king.
You look at the guy that's taken it to the next level. And that. I understand that.
If I was in his camp while I was him.
And Wiley kind of alluded that, he said, let's go and do like a stadium, 20,000 people.
It makes the most sense.
Yeah.
it makes the most sense.
Yeah.
But that's not gonna happen if I genuinely want to punch you in the face.
The bag might be very big, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? When man's already got the bag, and
There's always another bag.
there is always another bag, but from a personal standpoint, yeah, having that personal relationship with you, and me now saying, you know what, I don't want to engage in anything else but a scrap. And every time I see you, I want to punch your face in, fam.
Or we can do the fight like Arms, Corleone and Bouncer. We can make money off that as well. No?
I don't think everything requires like a bag when something is personal to someone out of the two.
But I'm looking at it from we're entertainers ultimately. So whatever we're gonna do,
you know what I'm saying?
Making money from it.
But he may not want to help Chip get paid. That's the thing as well.
Because
you got to add that as well. Because I've got money. Yes, there might be. Let's say, argument's sake, there's a milli there. But me making a million, it might help you make 500. But I've got bare peas already. I might be that hard, like that's that hard line where, you know what, I will forgo this milli because it means that you don't get your 500 bags.
And I don't think it's ever gonna be that much.
I was just throwing a number out there.
Like,
yeah.
And I don't think anything that he engages in with Chip, even if you made an event out of it, it's not gonna be bigger than the bag that you got at Glastonbury. So he's like, like I'm doing something like that's.
I'm doing him a favor, yeah.
Like in terms of like when we're talking real legacy, like it's that. So then something that who will it really benefit? I'm not really gonna do that. I wanna do something to my man. I pulled up to his yard.
Yeah, my intentions are clear, but I think that's where the people get upset because their belief, and I understand why their stance is this way, is how do you feel like you're kind of bigger than the culture? Because that thing has always been there. Like we do engage, we do clash, we do back and forths, innit? But this is a new day and age, unfortunately, and there's a lot more at stake. The money's bigger. The opportunity, like Donny's just signed with some mad agency called CAA and like to handle like his worldwide affairs with regards to the charity, the publishing, Murky record label, a lot of stuff. So like where he's going to, artists from this country I don't think have ever been before. This is new territory, so they're gonna want to handle him with care. And like he's also in bed because of how big he is with a lot of powerful people, so there's more at stake. For all we know, he may want to, and the most he can do is the little shots on the songs, which are a little bit ambiguous, even though we know they're clearly for Chip because they're telling behind the scenes, don't do it.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, but it's the reality of the situation.
Yeah, but let's not lie. Like, you know, these men are now in a position where they're actually making music that they want to make and it's charting.
Of course.
So like, he's going to continue doing his music. And, you know, sometimes you're going to have the squeaky clean Stormzy, you know, from a PR perspective, that's going to do well for him. But then he'll also jump back onto the essence and talk his shit on a particular verse. Like we saw
the
in the
first
song.
album is called Gang Signs and Prayer. I don't know why people think you can't walk and chew gum at the same time. Like some of the baddest shoots was with us on Sunday service at 10 a.m. Sunday school. Like I don't know why man think that because you've got gospel singers in the background, you're dressed in all white, that like you aren't still a real you at your heart.
All the gangsters that these man idolize on TV, bro, they were the most religious dons.
Yeah.
Did you not see Frank Lucas going to church every Sunday with his mum?
And then got nicked at service.
That's peak.
Imagine you just done the benediction.
Mass.
You just done the benediction and they go, you know what, sir? 40 to life. Yeah, I'm with you though a little bit, Vans. I am a little bit bored now, and I do think there has to be a stop to it at a certain point. But I don't think Chip will stop, and that's just who he is. And
Chip, like, lyrically has the upper hand for me. You know, like, you know, he could do damage, but I don't need 18 demonstrations of that. Especially like if Donny ain't really gonna give you what you want, and it's a shame because like obviously we would like to. You know, we like the whole gladiator, like, you know, culture, get in a ring and
spar.
beat each other to a pulp, but you're not gonna get it from in the way that you want. So it like all the disses that you're gonna send now then become redundant.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. It's the case, which is shit. But then there's still people that feel like my man's saying stuff and he's winning. So, bro, you know, opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got one in it. So
you're always gonna get a good diss from Chip. Like his attention to detail when he's sending for someone is like, you know,
he's second to none.
He's second to none.
His
best
clash
at
dish
it.
is very well researched. He got at the bailiff line. He got at Dave in regards to standing next to my man and enabling.
50 did that as well, man. Like he
Yeah.
saw Don
Fat
stand
Joe,
next to Ja
yeah.
Rule, and then in the song he sent for them.
Jada Kiss, all that stuff. But then you got to be careful because you did that with Jada and Jada hit him with Problem Child. So like Dave could engage, and I don't.
Yeah, with Miss Jackson with Styles P.
Yeah, so yeah, it could go somewhere, but it's interesting. We'll see. You know, it's just one of them. It's one of them weeks that we ain't got super amount of time because we do have to wrap.
Yeah,
someone's in after us. I'd want to further the conversation. We'll see where we're at next week. You never know. We could get some more responses.
Rihanna.
Yeah, obviously Rihanna. We could Dave could say something. You know, so. But yeah, man, joint enterprise is real, bro. Don't stand next to Donny, bro. You might get hit.
You're guilty by association.
Yeah, because like Dave could be like, you know what, I'm not even gonna do the Stormzy thing. I'm gonna actually respond to Donny, like.
Because he did it with Getz. Because remember, Getz allowed him on the song, and he kind of like, and Getz, obviously this was during his album cycle. Like, bro, man's not in at that. But also, I think in Getz's eye, I looked in his eye like, bro, don't draw me out at the same time, innit?
Getz said he trains to his war dubs. I'm like, you don't want problems with that man.
Imagine Donny's really like, man's doing burpees and that
To his own war dubs.
Yeah.
Just for motivate, like, just to know that, yo, this is where I'm at. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Shout out to Chip, man.
Shout out to Chip, man.
What an interesting character, man. Just don't do no more Niki stuff, leaking text messages and videos and that.
Even like the government.
That will never rate, bro. Yeah,
Now Boris Johnson and them.
Dominic Cummings. But no, it's been a good one this week.
Yeah.
a little shorter than usual, but we'll definitely double back next week. Please use the hashtag, which is #OffTheCuffPod.
Yeah.
Make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe on the YouTube channel. We're still trying to grow that. Apple, Spotify gang, SoundCloud gang, you know where to find us.
YouTube gang,
you know where to find us. I've been Fols Forever.
Mr. Vans.
Chrissy Hive.
Chrissy Hive.
Next week.
Peace.
Hey.